Morning light moves across a quiet room. A kettle hums. A woman pauses by the mirror and lifts a soft strand of silver. She breathes in and her shoulders relax. This is the moment before the day chooses a shape. This is where style begins. You already carry years of wisdom. Your hair can carry that grace with ease. Today, we will explore 5 beautiful hairstyles for 2025 that honor life after 60. Each look is practical. Each look is elegant. Each look is designed to lift the face and lighten your routine. You will see how a gentle change in length can soften the jaw. You will learn how crown lift creates instant confidence. You will hear clear guidance for texture, glasses, and daily care. You will leave with a simple salon checklist and a calm plan for maintenance. If you want a cut that feels like freedom, this is for you. If you want a routine that saves time and still looks polished, this is for you. If you want to stand at your mirror and feel steady and beautiful, this is for you. Take a breath. Let the light find you. Let your hair tell your story with quiet strength. Now, let us begin. Clare was 62 when she decided her hair no longer matched her spirit. For years, she had kept it long because she thought she should. It felt safe, but not alive. One morning, while brushing it, she noticed how heavy it felt on her shoulders. The weight was not just from the hair. It was from all the quiet rules she had carried about what a woman's beauty should be after a certain age. So she walked into her neighborhood salon. The stylist asked only one question. "How do you want to feel when you leave?" Clare smiled and said, "Light." An hour later, soft layers framed her face. She looked up, and even her eyes seemed brighter. That first glance in the mirror was not about vanity. It was recognition. She had simply allowed herself to look like who she had already become. Her story reminds us that beauty after 60 is not about chasing youth. It is about claiming ease. It is about removing what no longer serves you, whether that is weight, worry, or split ends. When the shape of your hair feels right, your reflection feels honest. That honesty radiates confidence. Every woman has her own Clare moment. Maybe it happens in the salon chair. Maybe it begins when you tuck a silver strand behind your ear and think, "This color is mine." Whatever your moment is, let it guide you. Today, as we explore each hairstyle, think less about trends and more about how you wish to feel every morning. Beauty after 60 favors comfort that looks polished. Hair does not need to fight your texture to look refined. It can work with it. The goal is soft lift, healthy shine, and movement that frames the face with kindness. Short can feel feminine. Longer can feel light. Layers can create energy without noise. The right shape lets your eyes become the brightest point on your face. Think of hair as fabric. Fine hair behaves like silk. It loves structure at the crown and light products. Medium hair is like cotton. It holds shape well with minimal effort. Thick hair is like linen. It looks best when weight is released and the ends can breathe. When you match the cut to the fabric, styling becomes simple and graceful. Confidence rises when you reduce friction in your routine. If a style takes fewer minutes and still looks elegant, you will wear it with ease. If it works with glasses and patterns in your wardrobe, you will reach for it every day. Beauty after 60 is practical and poetic. It lets you move through your life with light steps and a clear face. Begin with lifestyle. Count the minutes you wish to spend each morning. If you want 5 minutes, choose shapes with built-in lift, like a sculpted pixie or textured crop. If you want 10 minutes, choose airy bobs or soft lobs that respond well to a brush and a cool shot. If you enjoy styling, a modern shag can celebrate texture with a diffuser and curl cream. Check texture. If your hair is fine, ask for crown elevation and light layering. If it is medium, ask for internal layers that move without thinning the ends. If it is thick or curly, ask for weight release and face framing pieces that soften the jaw. Healthy shine matters more than length. Hydration and gentle gloss will make any cut read as luxurious. Consider face shape. Round faces love height at the crown and soft angles near the cheeks. Square faces love curved edges and airy ends that soften the jawline. Heart-shaped faces love a little fullness near the chin and a side sweep near the eyes. If you wear glasses, balance is key. Bold frames pair well with softer fringes. Delicate frames look lovely with a touch of texture near the brow. Use one compass. If you breathe easier when you see it, it is right. Bring 2 or 3 reference photos that show shape, not celebrity. Tell your stylist how you live, the tools you own, and the time you will give. Ask for a dry finish so you can see true movement. Agree on a grow-out plan. The right choice should feel calm in your body and kind on your calendar.
The soft sculpted pixie is a quiet kind of power. It is light around the ears, gentle at the hairline, and softly lifted at the crown. It frames the eyes without hiding the face. It gives room for earrings, scarves, and collars. It suits women who want ease, movement, and a clear outline. Who it flatters, fine to medium hair loves this cut because the crown lift creates the look of more volume. Round and heart-shaped faces benefit from height at the top and gentle length through the fringe. If you wear glasses, the open sides allow frames to shine while the fringe softens the brow. Why it works? The shape leans upward, not outward. That vertical line brings attention to the eyes and cheekbones. The taper at the sides slims the face without severity. The texture on top breaks up any flat areas and adds a lively finish that still reads as refined. Key elements to ask for: a tapered nape that is neat but not harsh, soft graduation at the sides that blends into a longer top, a fringe that can sweep to the side or lift slightly for height, internal texture at the crown, cut with point work, so the hair stands with a gentle push rather than spikes. How to style in 5 minutes. After washing, blot, do not rub. Work a teaspoon of lightweight mousse or a soft volumizing cream through the roots at the crown and the top. Blow dry with your fingers, lifting sections at the crown and aiming the nozzle upward to encourage height. Use a small round brush at the fringe for a soft bend. Finish with a touch of cream to tame flyaways and a short mist of flexible spray. Touch the crown once with your fingertips and stop. The goal is airiness, not stiffness. Maintenance plan. Book trims every 6 to 8 weeks to keep the outline clean and the crown lively. Ask for dusting rather than major reshaping if you like the current look. Between appointments, a silver gloss or clear shine treatment will keep the hair reflective and soft. Variations to explore. A soft side fringe for sweetness, a micro lift at the front for a chic note, a pearly glaze for cool brightness, or a soft beige tone for warmth. You can also grow the top slightly longer for a pixie bob moment while keeping the sides tidy. What to avoid? Heavy waxes and oils that collapse the crown. Harsh razor thinning at the perimeter that can fray fine ends. Overspraying, which can freeze movement and make the shape feel rigid. Who loves living in this cut? Travelers, walkers, grandmothers on the go, volunteers who want a clean start to the day, artists who like a clear frame for the face. The soft sculpted pixie says confident and kind. It lets your features lead and your routine relax. The airy layered bob is where grace meets motion. It moves with you when you turn your head, and it always seems to catch the light. This is the style for women who love polish, but never want to feel overdone. It flatters nearly every face and texture, offering softness without effort. Who it flatters, straight or gently wavy hair finds its rhythm in this cut. Oval and square faces benefit most, because the gentle inward curve near the chin and the airy layering at the sides add balance and lift. For women with rounder faces, a longer version that ends just below the chin creates a subtle elongation. And for those who wear glasses, this cut keeps the area around the temples clear, highlighting the eyes and the frame's design. Why it works? The airy layered bob brings the focus upward. The layers are feathered rather than choppy, so light travels through them instead of stopping at the ends. The cut releases excess weight, allowing each strand to fall naturally, almost like fabric that breathes. The result is a silhouette that lifts the face, moves with the breeze, and always feels current, even as trends come and go. Key elements to ask for. The ideal length is from the chin to just above the shoulders. Ask for interval layers that add movement without thinning the perimeter too much. Request a softened baseline instead of a blunt edge. Add a side part or a slightly off-center one to open the face. For extra texture, ask your stylist for point cutting at the ends. It keeps them lively rather than heavy. How to style in 10 minutes. Begin with towel-dried hair. Apply a light volumizing spray at the roots and a smoothing serum through the mid-lengths. Using a medium round brush, blow dry in sections, turning the ends gently inward for shape. Finish with a cool shot to lock in shine. For an even lighter look, brush the ends outward and tuck one side behind the ear. Finish with a touch of shine spray and a light mist of flexible hold. The goal is soft, touchable movement, not a helmet of perfection. Maintenance plan. Schedule trims every 8 to 10 weeks to keep the shape balanced. This cut grows gracefully, so even after a few weeks, it softens into a mid-like flob with charm. A gloss treatment once every 2 months will maintain brightness, especially for silver or gray tones. Variations to explore. Add a delicate fringe for softness or a side-swept bang to bring focus to the eyes. You can choose subtle highlights to create dimension. A mix of cool silver and soft pearl adds natural depth to gray hair. For warmer tones, creamy beige or golden honey. What to avoid? Heavy straight lines that sit flat at the jaw can weigh down the face. Avoid overlayering if your hair is fine, as it may lose fullness. Stay away from thick serums or oils that remove bounce and make the layers collapse. Who loves this cut? Women who enjoy looking polished yet approachable. Those who want a classic shape that feels modern every year. It suits someone who enjoys travel, coffee mornings, museum afternoons, or simply reading near the window while sunlight plays through the hair. The airy layered bob says, "I am elegant, but I live freely." The shoulder-length layered lob is the bridge between timeless and modern. It holds the length many women love while adding the movement that keeps it alive. It brushes the collarbone, flows gently when you turn your head, and feels both youthful and sophisticated without trying. This style gives freedom, enough to tie back, yet light enough to wear loose and natural. Who it flatters. Medium to thick hair loves this shape, though fine hair can still carry it with the right layering. It flatters nearly every face shape because the longer layers can be customized. Oval faces can keep the cut even for balance, round faces can add height at the crown, and square faces soften beautifully when the ends are textured. The shoulder-length lob is also the perfect partner for women with glasses because it keeps the focus balanced, neither too cropped nor too long. Why it works. The lob celebrates flow. It removes heaviness at the ends while keeping the volume around the mid-lengths, which gives a natural lift to the face. The gentle layering around the front creates a soft contour, almost like makeup that's been perfectly blended. It allows light to catch along the cheekbones and the jaw, giving a healthy glow that feels effortless. Key elements to ask for. The length should graze just at or slightly below the collarbone. Ask for invisible layers. Layers that don't look obvious but move beautifully. Request soft, face-framing pieces starting around the cheekbone. Avoid a hard baseline. The movement is what makes this style luxurious. If your stylist understands soft graduation, that's the phrase to use. How we style. Start with clean, towel-dried hair. Apply a heat protectant and a lightweight blow-dry cream. Use a large round brush or paddle brush to smooth the top. Then curl only the mid-lengths using a wide barrel curling iron. The trick is not to curl to the ends. Leave them straight for a modern, undone finish. Brush through with fingers to create a soft bend rather than a structured wave. Add a pea-sized amount of serum to the ends for shine and fluidity. Maintenance plan. Book a trim every 10 to 12 weeks. This cut grows out gracefully, shifting from lob to soft layers without losing shape. Every few months, refresh your gloss to maintain reflection, especially if your hair is silver, pearl, or highlighted. Variations to explore. A curtain fringe adds softness and a touch of romance. For women who prefer simplicity, a deep side part adds a polished finish. If you love subtle play with color, consider a low-light blend. Silver, ash, and pale beige together create depth without visible streaks. What to avoid? Heavy products that weigh down the natural movement. Over-curling the ends, which can make the shape look dated. Avoid very short layers at the crown. They can disrupt the natural flow and create bulk. Who loves this cut? Women who enjoy versatility. Those who might style their hair differently for a morning walk, a dinner out, or a casual day at home. The shoulder-length lob moves with confidence. It feels easy, but looks deliberate. It is the kind of style that looks good when you leave the salon, but even better when you live in it. The shoulder-length lob is for women who believe beauty should not ask for effort. It should meet you halfway. It whispers, not shouts. It carries ease, maturity, and a quiet sense of elegance that only grows stronger with time. A modern shag is movement with intention. It celebrates natural texture, adds lift at the crown, and frames the eyes with a soft fringe. It feels relaxed, yet it reads as thoughtful. This is the cut for women who want freedom, shape, and a little sparkle in every turn of the head. Quit flatters. Wavy and curly hair finds a home in this shape. Diamond and oval faces shine because the crown elevation lengthens the silhouette while the fringe draws attention to the eyes. If your hair is straight, a light bend with a styling tool gives the same airy effect. If you wear glasses, the fringe can be trimmed to skim the frame without crowding it. Why it works. The shag layers release weight from the mids and ends, so curls and waves can open and breathe. The crown gains subtle height, which lifts the face. The soft fringe guides focus to the eyes, like a gentle picture frame. The result is lively, light, and flattering from every angle. Key elements to ask for. Layers that begin at or below the cheekbone. Internal shaping through the mid-lengths to create movement, not holes. A wispy fringe that can blend to the sides or part slightly in the center. Keep the perimeters soft, not blunt. Ask your stylist to personalize the density of the fringe based on your hair texture and your glasses. How to style with minimal effort. After washing, blot and apply curl cream or a light mousse through the mids and ends. Flip your head and scrunch to encourage pattern. Dry with a diffuser on low, lifting gently at the crown for height. When hair is almost dry, stop. Let it finish in the air. Break any stiff pieces with a drop of lightweight oil rubbed between your palms. The finish should feel touchable, not coated. Maintenance plan. Plan dusting trims every 8 to 10 weeks to protect the ends and keep movement clean. The shape is forgiving, so it grows well between visits. Refresh the fringe every 4 to 6 weeks if you prefer it shorter. A clear gloss or soft beige glaze keeps silver and gray hair luminous. Variations to explore. A longer fringe that parts naturally in the middle. A micro curtain effect that opens the face without a full bang. A slightly longer back for a subtle waterfall line. Gentle highlights or lowlights that match your tone. Cool for brightness, worn for softness, to make the layers shimmer. What to avoid. Heavy thinning with a razor that leaves ends stringy. Overlayering at the crown that creates puff instead of lift. Thick serums that weigh down curl pattern. The modern shag should look buoyant and clean. Who loves this cut? Women who value movement and ease. Gardeners, dancers, walkers on windy paths. Readers who tuck hair behind one ear. The modern shag says creative, confident, and effortless. It lets your natural texture lead while giving it a clear and elegant direction. The textured crop with crown volume. is a style of quiet strength. It looks simple at first glance, yet every inch is considered. It is short, refined, and full of life at the top. It opens the face completely, creating light around the eyes and a graceful lift at the crown. This is the cut for women who love simplicity but still want character. Who it flatters. Fine or thinning hair benefits the most, as the layering builds natural volume without teasing or heavy products. Petite frames wear it beautifully, but it suits anyone who appreciates minimal fuss and clear lines. It works for both straight and softly wavy textures, and it pairs perfectly with glasses. The short sides leave space for frames, and the crown adds height that balances facial proportions. Why it works. The volume sits exactly where the eye finds confidence, right at the crown. This upward movement elongates the profile and gives a sense of alertness and vitality. The cut follows the natural shape of the head, which makes it easy to style and flattering from every direction. The texture at the top breaks any uniformity, creating energy and softness at once. Key elements to ask for: crown stacking, layers that build height without bulk. A soft perimeter around the ears and neckline. A slightly longer top section that can be lifted, swept forward, or softly tousled. The neckline should be tidy but not severe. Ask for the weight to be focused near the crown and upper back of the head to create lift that lasts all day. How to style in 5 minutes. Begin with damp hair. Apply a light root lifting spray or volumizing foam at the crown. Blow dry with your head slightly forward, directing air upward to encourage volume. Use fingers or a small round brush to lift the top gently. Once dry, apply a tiny amount of texturizing paste, rubbing it between your palms first, then sweeping lightly through the crown and top for soft definition. Finish with a flexible spray if you like hold, or leave it natural for touchable movement. Maintenance plan. Schedule trims every 5 to 7 weeks to keep the crown shape fresh. The crop grows neatly, but regular touch-ups preserve that sculpted lift. Between appointments, a color-refreshing gloss or clear shine treatment keeps the texture lively and reflective. Variations to explore. Try a micro fringe for a chic, modern edge, or a longer top section for more styling options. You can sweep it back, part it to one side, or add a little height with a gentle tousle. If you prefer a soft hue, a silver ash tone looks radiant under natural light. Warm honey shades add dimension to graying hair and make the texture glow. What to avoid? Heavy oils or serums that flatten the lift. Overly sharp outlines that can harden the features. Too much product, which steals the airy volume this cut depends on. The goal is structured ease, a style that looks intentional but never forced. Who loves this cut? Women who live actively, who travel, who prefer mornings with coffee and open windows rather than long hours of styling. It's also loved by women rediscovering simplicity after years of complex routines. The textured crop with crown volume says, "I know who I am, and I am comfortable in my own light." This is not just a hairstyle. It is a statement of confidence, quiet, graceful, and deeply self-assured. Silver and gray hair can be breathtaking when cared for with intention. It carries light differently from any other shade. The key is not to cover it, but to polish it. A gentle gloss is the secret to that glow. Choose a cool or neutral tone if you love brightness and a clean, silver reflection. Choose a warm tone if you prefer softness and warmth against the skin. These subtle differences transform how your hair interacts with light and how your complexion appears in the mirror. Lowlights and highlights work like soft music in harmony. Lowlights, a tone or two deeper than your natural gray, create depth near the nape and underlayers. Highlights, just a touch lighter, bring sparkle near the face and crown. Together, they give the illusion of fullness and dimension, so your hair looks healthy and alive, not flat or faded. Caring for silver and gray hair requires gentle rhythm. Use a purple shampoo once a week to tone away any yellow, but balance it with a hydrating conditioner so it never feels dry. Once or twice a week, treat your hair to a nourishing mask for softness and slip. When you style, use a heat protectant and finish with a drop of lightweight oil on the ends to reflect light beautifully. Silver is not a sign of aging, it is a sign of light. When cared for, it shines brighter than any dye. It tells the story of experience, of grace, of a woman who no longer hides her beauty but lets it breathe. Your face shape is a guide, not a rule. The goal is balance, light, and movement that feels honest. Round faces love a little height at the crown and soft angles near the cheeks. A side part creates a gentle diagonal line that lengthens the face. Layers that fall below the jaw add grace and definition. Square faces love curved edges and airy ends. Ask for softened corners near the temples and a rounded fringe that kisses the brow. Internal layers reduce weight at the jaw, so the silhouette looks smooth and relaxed. Heart-shaped faces love fullness near the chin. Keep the crown calm and invite a side-swept fringe that opens the eyes. Face-framing pieces that begin near the cheekbone guide attention downward with elegance. Oval faces are versatile. Most shapes work, so focus on proportion. Keep movement around the mid-lengths and let your eyes remain the brightest point. Glasses add personality and deserve harmony. If your frames are bold, keep the fringe light and soft so the eyes stay open. If your frames are delicate, add a touch of texture near the brow to create definition. Try your frames on during the cut. Check how the fringe meets the top rim, how sideburns meet the temples, and how the crown height balances the frame. When hair and glasses feel like one design, your face becomes the focus. A best salon visit begins with a conversation, not a command. Your stylist is your creative partner, not just a service. Bring 3 photos that show the shape you love, not a celebrity's face or color. Focus on movement, volume, and how the cut frames the eyes or jaw. Pictures give language to what words sometimes miss. When you sit in the chair, describe your normal day. Say how many minutes you like to spend on styling, what tools you use, and how much patience you have before you call it done. Be honest, because a realistic routine leads to lasting beauty. A cut that fits your lifestyle is the one that will always look polished. Ask for the hair to be finished dry. When it's dry, you can see the true movement, the natural lift at the crown, and how the ends rest around your face. Wet hair hides shape, dry hair reveals it. Then, review your checklist together. Crown lift that opens your posture. Face framing that draws the eye upward. Weight removal that makes your hair light but not thin. A home routine you can follow with just 2 or 3 simple products. Confirm how often you should return for trims, every 6, 8, or 10 weeks depending on your cut. Before the first snip, agree on a grow-out plan. If you're changing styles, this prevents awkward stages and gives direction to each visit. End the consultation with a smile and a shared vision. When stylist and client speak the same quiet language, confidence begins right there in the chair.
Hello there. If you enjoy gentle conversations, thoughtful reflections, and inspiring ideas about beauty, elegance, and growing into yourself after 50, then our community posts are just for you. This is where we share quiet thoughts, helpful tips, and simple reminders that you are not alone on this journey. Feel free to join the discussion, leave a comment, or simply read along and take what speaks to your heart. We're always happy to have you here.